You've been training 2+ years in the gym. You're not necessarily a beginner, but you still don't look like you lift and you know it. I was in your exact same position. I was lifting for actually 3 years on my own, thinking, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to do it. Thinking I knew everything there was to do it, but I still was fat. I was 240 pounds and I didn't look like I lifted. And you know, that sucks. It hurts a little bit. You feel like you're doing everything right, but you're still not seeing the results you're actually looking for. I'm just gonna keep a brief introduction. My name's Chase Yoder and I've helped hundreds of guys lose fat and build muscle. This is just one of the many cases, but my boy Mason here, he actually lost 40 pounds in 60 days. And in this video, I'm gonna break down what I did for him that actually allowed him to drop these pounds so quickly and actually start to look like he actually lifts. After helping so many guys out, I've actually narrowed it down to 3 specific categories that are holding you back the most. Number 1 is definitely just training without progressive overload. You're going into the gym, you're getting great lifts in, but you're just using the same weight that you always use. I was actually stuck in this position as well because I didn't really want to push myself and I wasn't sweating in the gym. And a lot of guys don't sweat in the gym, and that's a big issue in itself because that means you're not actually exerting yourself enough to actually create muscle growth, break down the muscle enough within the gym to then outside the gym recovery where it can actually build back stronger and bigger. You just walk in the gym, go through the motions. Some don't even have necessarily a plan. They just walk into the gym, okay, today I'm gonna hit this, today I'm gonna hit that, and that day is the day they decide what they're actually gonna do. Number 2, eating without a real target. Whenever you just eat whatever you want and expect to get good results and expect to actually look like you lift, this is simply not the case because when you eat like shit, your body's gonna look like shit and you're gonna feel like shit on top of that. Whenever you eat fast foods and you eat gas station pizza, donuts, all this junk, 1, little amounts add up to so many calories. And 2, these foods are just made up of harsh chemicals on the body and it's hard for your body to digest. So you end up feeling bloated. And when you go in the gym to get like your pump and go hit your workout, you feel like shit because you can't actually push with the correct amount of energy you would have versus if you eat actually clean food, healthy food that's going to help you get the raw materials in to actually build the muscle you're looking for to actually look like you lift. Everybody's different across the board. The amount of proteins, fats, and carbs you need, and specifically your calorie amount, it just depends on what your goals actually are and what it looks like, what you actually want to look like in the future. And number 3, the biggest one yet, the most important thing is having an actual structure laid out day by day to see what you're doing. The 1 hour you spend in the gym is crucial, yes, for muscle growth, but the 23 hours you spend outside the gym is more important. The time you spend outside of the gym is going to determine how you actually look and how you feel and the muscle mass you're actually going to accumulate over time. So since you've been training for a couple years already, you've already experienced the newbie gains, which is essentially like being on steroids. Whenever you get newbie gains, the first couple months of lifting, your body just changes rapidly because it's not used to the stimulus. But once you start going, and even if you're not necessarily pushing yourself for this time, you're gonna see great results. But to see further results, you actually have to dial in, have that progressive overload, eat the foods you actually need, and have structure outside the gym. That way, like, for example, if you're not sleeping 6 to 8 hours a night, this is not going to allow your body to actually fully recover to be able to go in the gym and break down the same muscle the way you need to actually grow. So to kind of bring it all back around, whenever you actually fix progression in the gym and you actually start to track what you're doing and be able to see laid out on a data points and see, okay, this week I moved this much volume for my triceps and my chest isn't really growing as much, so I need to shift some of that volume onto chest. If you can't tell me what you did 3 weeks ago on tricep pushdown, you're cooked because then you don't know if you're actually progressing or not and you can't see the amount of volume that you're doing. Nutrition. So whenever you actually dial in your nutrition, when you get the amount of calories you actually need with the amount of protein, carbs, and fats your body needs to actually build muscle and sustain muscle if you're trying to lose fat, 1, you're going to be able to eat so much more than you ever have because your body's going to metabolize and actually process the food much better and much cleaner. And 2, a lot of people think the process takes a long time, but when you dial everything in, especially nutrition, it doesn't take as long as people think. And as long as you're consistent week after week, it adds up. And finally, structure outside the gym, inside the gym, when you eat your meals, when you're going to bed every day, when you plan around your work schedule and your just life. If you have kids, a wife, if you don't make time for the gym now, whenever you're the least busy, the older you get, the more that's going to get piled on your plate and the further off track you're going to be, and you're never going to make yourself and the gym a priority. Think about it like this. If you took the gym and you made it much as a priority as you do work, because everybody has to work in order to make money. Money is what makes this world go around. If you took that same energy and that same hype you have about work and the way you go in and you accomplish the job, but you do that for the gym and you do that for yourself, your physique would be absolutely spectacular. But sometimes you don't necessarily know what you need to fix in order to get there. So, I mean, that's exactly what I did for Mason. He was trying to hit lifts on his own. He didn't really have a structure whenever he was going to the gym, and his nutrition was all over the place. Basically, he would just go in, he would get the quickest options like gas station pizza, donuts, fast food all the time. And it was just because it's fast, it's simple. But whenever you start adding up the amount of money you spend on fast food, gas station stops, and these things, you're throwing so much money away. Plus, your body's gonna feel like shit and you're not gonna get where you wanna go inside the gym because you're just eating like shit. So we made sure to fix that right away for him. And we started to actually dial in what we're eating, when we're eating, and why we're eating it. And his body completely changed. I mean, after the first 2 weeks in the program, he was already down about 10 pounds and eating more than he ever had. And when you combine that with the correct sleep schedule and his work schedule, so he used to be a welder, now he moved into factory work. But we made sure to make that sustainable, because when you're trying to hit the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week and you don't have a sustainable system, you can't get enough sleep at night, it will ultimately make you fail. So we had him on a 4-day split. That way he was able to get enough recovery throughout the week, 2 nights of sleep for every day of training, and his body was able to recover enough to actually maintain and build while dropping all that fat. So if you've been training for 2 years or more and you're stuck and you're not exactly sure where or what you need to fix in order to keep moving forward and keep progressing, that's exactly where I was, and that's right whenever I got my coach. And that's exactly why I do this now for other men, because my situation, I really just didn't know what I needed to fix in order to keep on progressing. And I love the gym. So having a coach there to actually help me and take me to that next level to where I actually look like I lift, that was so huge. And that's why I do it for so many people now, is because it's something that I'm so passionate about, and I'm actually able to make an impact versus building somebody else's dream. And it's a beautiful thing. So, I mean, if that's something that you're interested in and you just really aren't sure what the next move is, DM me on Instagram, link is in bio, and comment on this video about questions you might have. But if you made it to the end, I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful. If it was, smack that like button, and we'll catch you in the next video. Appreciate you.